The broccoli has been sitting there for 20 minutes. It's cold now, and you're using that thin, tired voice reserved for the end of a long day. Just 2 more bites. That, like most nights, the plate remains untouched. Defiance is a surface-level reaction in these moments. The underlying friction actually comes from the structure of the deal we offer our children. When we say, eat your vegetables and get a cookie, we create an immediate value imbalance. The child learns that chocolate is a reward, while the greens are a penalty they must endure to reach it. Attaching a reward to a vegetable confirms to the child that the vegetable is an inherently negative experience. By framing it as a toll, we guarantee the vegetable will always lose the bargaining game. When we hover, cajole, or count bites, we wrap the meal in a feeling of stress. This tension often drowns out the child's natural biological signals of hunger and curiosity. Research on feeding consistently shows that trying to force a child to eat leads to a lower total calorie intake. The more we push, the more likely they are to reject that specific food. This is a biological defense mechanism. Children are hardwired to protect their own appetite, and they react to adult anxiety by keeping their mouths firmly closed. We are attempting to manually operate a biological system that belongs entirely to the child. That struggle for control triggers a physiological stress response that makes eating physically difficult. There is a systemic solution to this standoff. For 40 years, specialists like Ellyn Satter have used a framework called the division of responsibility, which functions by redistributing power at the table. The parent's job is limited to exactly 3 things: what food is offered, when it happens, and where. Once served, the rest belongs to the child. They are solely responsible for whether they eat and exactly how much. Relinquishing the need to perform for an adult allows the child's defensive stress to evaporate. In that calmer space, their natural curiosity can finally emerge. This redistribution neutralizes the table. The broccoli becomes a simple, low-stakes choice, stripped of any strings or bargaining conditions. This suspicion of unfamiliar things is called food neophobia. From an evolutionary perspective, a mobile child is safer when they are highly wary of new objects. This developmental phase is designed to protect them. Our expectations as parents often conflict with this biology. Many of us serve green beans twice, watch them get rejected, and then conclude our child hates them and stop buying them altogether. Feeding studies show that 2 tries is barely an introduction. A wary child frequently requires between 15 and 20 distinct, calm exposures before they are willing to accept a new food. Neutrality is the only way an exposure counts toward that total. Coerced bites or bribed tastes typically strengthen a child's resistance, undermining the goal of long-term familiarity. Familiarity grows through patient repetition. A child needs roughly 20 boring, zero-pressure introductions to integrate a new flavor into their safe zone. Applying this theory to a Tuesday night requires a completely different set of practical tools. When your child refuses a dish, try removing the fight before it starts. You don't have to eat it. It can just sit on your plate. If they ask about earning a cookie, separate the sweets from the performance. We have dessert as part of our meal tonight. You can have your serving regardless of what else you eat. Children decide if a food is safe by watching the people they trust eat it. Your child is closely observing your own plate long before they consider taking a taste themselves. Your most powerful tool is simply eating the food yourself as part of an ordinary routine. Kids can detect a forced performance. They respond best to seeing the meal as a normal, low-stakes event. This method requires us to tolerate the sight of untouched plates for weeks on end. It is emotionally difficult to stay calm and neutral while the food sits there. Bribing might secure 1 swallowed bite tonight, but enduring those untouched plates leads to a naturally curious eater months down the road. You can put down the burden of making the child eat. Your job is providing good food, regular meal times, and a calm environment. Switch your focus. Instead of tracking the number of bites swallowed, start tracking the number of calm, pressure-free exposures you've provided. Tell me in the comments, what is the one food your child completely refuses? We are all figuring this out together, and it helps to know you're parenting through a normal, temporary developmental window. Stop the fighting and hold the routine steady. Trust the biological timeline of a child gradually approaching new foods on their own terms.